It feels like a month of Sundays since I've made a video. I think I might have made one last week, though. But it sure feels like it's been longer than that. It might have been 2 weeks ago. Life has been busy. Let me tell you, it has been. Anyway, I've been needing to get around to planting some things. Wanted to plant my tomatoes, but I'm not doing that today. Today I'm going to plant flowers. So I pre-dampened all of this seed starting mix, and I sprinkled cinnamon over the top to help to keep things from having gnats and damping off and what have you. So let's see what I'm going to put in here. Let me go ahead and I pre-labeled all the little labels. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those in here. So nasturtiums, coneflowers, milkweed, marigolds, borage. Let me do this with my other hand. Another one that I have not ever grown before, Helichrysum. Looks a little bit like a straw flower. I'll show you the picture of it when I get to the seed. A Sweet William. Last year I had some Sweet Williams, but I didn't plant them. I think some birds must have. Some zinnia, and I'll be planting more zinnia, but these these are going to get started earlier, and some snapdragon. Okay, so we have 9 different kinds there. Okay, so I'm going to start out with what I have right here are some marigolds. My marigolds are going to go in this aisle right here. These are seeds that I saved from marigolds that I had. So I'm just going to put a few in each. I'm going to be sowing them fairly thick, and I still have a bunch left. So those will go out in the ground. They'll get direct sown later when our weather is less cold. So I'm going to just push those down in the ground there. It smells good in here because of the cinnamon that I put on the top. Oh, and I left one empty hole right here. Let's see if you can see it. I did that because, okay, we're not pointing to the right thing. Let me turn your, there we go. I did that because I discovered last year that the easiest way to water all of this, I like to water from the bottom, is to pour it down in there, pour the water down in there, and it's easier than having to lift it up and try to get water underneath. Okay, next I'm going to do the milkweed. And the milkweed is right here. It's this aisle right here. Okay, and again, just making sure those are kind of covered up there. Okay. Nasturtium. And I believe with the nasturtiums, I'm going to put 2 in each hole. Here, let me make holes first. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I'm going to put 2 in each hole, just in case they don't germinate. And if they both germinate, I can just split them apart when I go to plant them outdoors. The borage is next, and borage is right here. Oh, and I only have 3 holes, 3 whatchamacallits for me to put borage in. So again, I'm planting them fairly thick, and I'll just kind of cover them over a little bit. I notice I'm kind of burying some of my cinnamon, but that's okay. I think it'll still do what I need it to do. Okay, next one is this one that I have not grown before, the Helichrysum. I don't know, I think they look a bit like straw flowers. It says I can plant them indoors 4 to 6 weeks before outdoor planting time, and we're actually more like 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, but that's okay. I'm all right if they get a little bigger than I really want them to be before I get them planted out. And these seeds are really tiny. Next is Sweet William, and I have some coming up out of my garden from that reseeded itself from last year. It actually says it's a biennial, so the ones from last year are coming back up. So let's see, Sweet William is right here. And these seeds are really little too. And I think I might have some over on one of my shelves that I gathered from my plant from last year. So I'll have to direct seed those. Okay, my next one I'm going to do is Zinnia. And this is a semi-dwarf Pumila mixed colors. And I've got several packages of other kinds of zinnias, which I will be direct seeding out in the garden when it gets probably mid-May. This was a Dollar Tree package, so it didn't have as many in it, but that's okay. I've got, like I said, I've got some others available for planting. If not, I will buy some more, but I think I've got plenty. Next, I'm going to do the coneflower. That one's clear down here. And I do have some seeds that I saved of coneflower also, which I will plant out at a later date, like I am some of the other things. But it's nice to get a few of them started ahead of time. The advantage to starting some of them early like this is providing they germinate and I'm able to keep them alive until planting them out, is that I will have some blooms that come before the blooms that will come on the ones that I direct sow. Last but not least, the snapdragons. And I do have snapdragons out in the planting area right by the street that have come up from last year. Actually, I think they've come up from last year and the year before. They tend to want to reseed themselves. And again, these are Dollar Tree ones, so there's not that many. There's still a few in there, but seeds are itsy bitsy. Okay. Okay, all planted, and the next thing I'm going to do is mist the top. Oop, I forgot to cover up the nest. There's some seeds. There we go. Okay, the soil was pretty moistened and I put water down in there. So they probably won't need to be watered for a day or so, but I'll need to keep the top moist. And I'll do that with this. Then I'm going to see if I can move the camera. Well, that was interesting. Around so you can see it. My camera fell out of its tripod and it pinched me in the process of it. Ouchie. Well, I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do here. I have a heat mat right there, which I will turn on, and a lamp, which I will turn on. That one has a red blue light in it. And so, and then I have the dome, which I'm going to put over the top. So I'll show you when I get that all done, so I can use both of my hands. Okay, change of plans. There isn't room for the grow light once I have the dome on here. So we will go without a dome for a few days. I mean, I said that backwards. I will leave the dome on, and then as soon as I see things starting to germinate, I'll take the dome off and reinstate the grow light. So that should work out okay. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't know if I've got anything there that requires light to germinate or not. But we'll see how things go. Since I'm right here, I'll show you some peppers I still haven't gotten split out to their own little compartments yet. The ones that I did split out are growing just fine. I have a couple of them that bit the dust, but the rest of them are doing fine. And everything over here is doing fine. Also, and again, I have some that have bit the dust, so I'll have to do some replanting. Looks like the beets have done the best. My mint that I took cuttings, it looks like all 4 of my cuttings are doing fine, for which I am glad. Asparagus is growing. Thyme is growing. Onions are growing. I trimmed my pepper plant because it was starting to look a little sad, but it's still very much alive. And I see I have a catnip plant there. And this is left over from last year or the year before. And I took one of these kind of out, and it looks like it's starting to get some roots. These are Hoya leaf cuttings. So it feels good to get those flower seeds planted. I'm hoping that I'll have lots and lots of flowers this year. I'm still going to plant my peppers and tomatoes and some cucumbers and squash. But mostly I want to focus on flowers because I just think that will be beautiful. Well, I'll bring you along with me when I get around to planting my tomato seeds also. And as you see, I've already got my peppers planted. All I planted was sweet peppers. And I have some hot pepper seeds. I haven't decided if I'm going to plant any of them. We're not too much into eating hot peppers, although I might plant just a few so that I have 1 or 2 plants, as opposed to a bunch of plants like my sweet peppers. But it's that time of year. I'm seeing other people plant their seeds. And sometime, maybe before I make another video, maybe not, I will try to get that grow light situation figured out. I bought that one dome because it was nice and tall, and I thought I could fit my tags under my, tags underneath. But I didn't realize my shelves were not quite far enough apart. So we'll see what I can come up with, because they probably do need that grow light sooner rather than later. But for now, it is what it is. And I'm glad to get those little seeds in the ground so that they can begin coming to life and I can begin nurturing them. I should write a poem about my seeds, my plant, my flowers, and my other things too. I really should. A poem or a song or something. Well, that's it for today. I'm just glad to be making another video to share my garden with you. And I'm hoping that soon I can plant some of my beets and other things outside. We still have some nights coming up that will be in the 26, 27 range. So I don't want to get too hasty with things. And I've got still a bunch of organizing to do out in my garden too. It'll happen. Just not as quick as I really want it to, but it will happen. And I'll bring you along and show you what I've done after I've done it. Until next time, may your gardens always be plentiful and bountiful. May you always be able to seek out what is really, really, really the truth. And may the good Lord richly bless you. This is Darlene signing out.